Hello everyone, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. When I was thinking about doing something for the new year the other day, I was listening to a little music. And I just happened to be listening to some hip-hop, so a little bit of old school Tupac. And there's a line from one of his songs, and I listen to Tupac all the time, so I've heard this one many times. And I said, man, this is a perfect idea to get this thing going. Just to start off, and something that I'm looking to do, in this new year, and I hope everybody else might give it a little bit of thought too. But it's basically, I forget which song it's from. It may be from the name of the song called Changes. And in one spot in there, he says, let's change the way we eat, let's change the way we live, and let's change the way we treat each other. Now, whether you like Tupac or not or know anything about him, the message is still relevant. Let's change the way we eat. If you haven't been eating like you want to, change that way of eating. So you can come to a different consciousness, so you can be happy, so you can live long and walk this planet, and so you can be there and be present and not be walking around in this fog that I see most everybody walking around in. And if we change the way we eat, that's going to change the way we live. But most important of all, those two, the changing the way we eat is the least of the three. We've got to change the way we treat each other. That's just absolute necessity. This world has just gotten to be, this whole world, it doesn't matter. Even people, whether it's religions and churches and groups and even people within our sort of movements and people that preach this love and light. And they are vegans and they live this vegan lifestyle. It's really interesting. Ever since I've been networking and been around this raw vegan lifestyle and the kind of groups that most of us go to and the kind of people we're interacting with, one of the mantras seems to be, and I'm hey, if you do it, I'm not knocking anybody, but everybody, it's kind of trendy. All the cool kids, well, I don't watch TV, I don't read the news because I don't like the violence and the negativity. Yet people will go into these forums and go into these social media groups and pages, or leave comments on YouTube videos of people. I see these all the time that are not kind at all. So it's kind of like it's either hypocritical or just kind of a waste of time if you say you're avoiding the negativity by not watching images on a little screen that comes across or reading something that happens. Me personally, I watch TV. I watch the news because I need distraction from sometimes. There's too much that can go awry when I'm into my own head for so long. But they're entertainment. I know they're entertainment. And it doesn't affect my attitudes on life no matter how violent the programs are, no matter how negative the programs are, or what's going on in the world. That's just something, that's a form of entertainment for me. But I don't let anything like that affect how I think I conduct my day-to-day life, what I believe to be reality, and how I like to treat people. And, I'm no saint. I don't treat, sometimes I'm very thoughtless. This is that time of the year you get a little bit, you evaluate things. And it's like, yeah, I think I'm a fairly nice guy, but sometimes I can be a little selfish or lazy, or maybe don't go that extra step to be as kind to somebody as I could. And there's a lot of people out there hurting. There's a lot of people out there hurting physically. There's a lot of people out there hurting emotionally and mentally. And I want my life to be, I haven't really done much in that first half century of life. And there comes a point where you kind of want to, it's not about making a name for yourself or having some sort of a legacy as rich people tend to want sometime, or famous people tend to want. They focus on their legacy, how you will be remembered. I'm less concerned with how I will be remembered as I am with what kind of mark I can leave on this planet. I think that's more important even, okay, it's kind of one of those little riddles that just makes you think. If you could do very little to improve the quality of the world, to improve the quality of life of others on this planet, but you could be remembered and you would be famous or you would be well thought of, Or what if you could make a big impression on this planet? What if you could do some real good? What if you could help a lot of people, but nobody would ever know about it? Which would you choose? I'm sure we all like to think we would choose the right way, but there's temptations out there. We're all human. But we got to start focusing on the important things, I believe we do. When I say we've got to, I hope you know my kind of language. I'm not trying to say my way is everybody's way. It's just kind of, that's language. I'm not saying anybody has to. But I do feel that the world would be a much better place if we just focused on the things that were important. We get so caught up in petty stuff every single day, and we forget about the real problems in the world. And one of the real problems that gets to me a lot is hunger. And that's been in the back of my mind for a couple of years now, and I don't know how it's going to manifest or what my role is going to be to do something in that capacity. But that's where I want to go. I don't want to sit around and talk about the nutritional aspects of food for the rest of my life or this or that. To me, and this is just a suggestion I would make, stop dragging your feet. Get the food part down. Get yourself healthy. Get yourself clean so you don't have to play with the food thing for so long. I mean, are you going to seriously work on finding your path of eating for 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Get on the path, get that stuff cleaned out. We can move on to the good work. And like I say, think about this. The next time you go to one of your groups, or the next time somebody says something that you don't necessarily agree with, we don't all have to agree. To a large extent, I think arguing is ego in almost 90% of all cases, because arguing is just saying that I have to convince you to think like me. I have to convince you to believe in my side. And really, all I have to convince is myself, and all I can control is my conduct, and all I can do is do my best. And I don't think I need to worry so much about making sure you know the right way, or making sure that you know that you're doing things wrong, or there's a different way to do it. Arguing 99% of the time is ego. It's just you stroking your ego to show that I know more, I'm superior, I'm right over other people. Where does that really get us? Where does that really get us, we feel this separation, which is a false separation between people on this planet, just because they're way over there. It's them, it's us. And I've written this quote down a couple of times. I don't know if I've ever said it in them. And there is no us and them. There's only us. I mean, this rock, this planet, these are human beings. Those people starving over there, those aren't theoretical things on a TV. They're not some kind of fiction TV show. Those people are real, and they wake up every day in just misery and abject poverty, and they don't eat, and they can't feed their kids. That's real. That's real. And if we had people in our own house that were hungry, we'd do anything. I mean, what would we do? Would we sit around and eat our big plate of food while one of the members in our house just sat there and starved? Or even just a little extended out, what if we had family members or good friends in our own hometown? Now, we'd probably reach out to them. Well, this whole planet, we're a family. The human race, we're all a family. It doesn't matter about our color, our religion, our thoughts on things. We're all a family, and we need to reach out and think about this whole planet as a whole, and not split up into these bloody little borders and flags that man has put. That's man-made. There's no validity to that whatsoever. But let's just be better to each other. The last part of that song, or the last part of that part of the song, let's change the way we treat each other. That's the most important thing of all. Now, one thing though, that doesn't mean you have to be a doormat. Quite the opposite. Like I say, another thing that I'm looking to do, although I don't have very much of it left in there, get rid of all the negativity in your life. You don't have to be a doormat for people. Be kind to people, but don't let people walk all over you. And if you have nasty, negative influences in your life, get rid of them. I don't care who they are, what their position is in your life. Get rid of them. You don't need it. We're all kind of on this path that we're on. Although we have different paths, we kind of have similar. We're like-minded, and we can do a lot better to, I don't know, maybe that's too big of a word, to enlighten the rest of the world. But we're not going to do it, by screaming at people. We're not going to do it by berating people. We're not going to do it by being nasty with people. The only way we're going to change anybody's minds, change anybody's attitudes, change anybody's behavior is through love. Anyhow, I hope you guys have, I hope it's been a good year for you. It's been a good year for me. I give thanks for being able to walk on the planet another year. I'm looking forward to a quiet New Year's Eve, and I'm looking forward to getting back home on Friday, the 2nd. So anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful New Year. Be with your families, kiss somebody you love, and let's do it in 2015. It's going to be a year of power. Happy New Year, everybody. Peace.